Hey there, folks. Foggy here. Welcome to day 112 of my year of solo board gaming, considered by many to be ill-advised and stupid. We're at the end of Under Falling Skies. We've done an entire campaign week. The game started life as a print and play version, and however, the official published version, the really nice spiffy one, included a campaign that was exactly 7 games long. So I decided, you know what, that would make for a good week. So that's what we're doing. Now, technically, if you lose any city on any particular day, like we lost with Sydney, you are supposed to replay that city using the orange side of the city and see if you win that way. I just decided, you know what, for the sake of simplicity, for the sake of making it easier this week, we would just assume that I lost that city. We unfortunately don't have that to work with. So we have 5 cities that we are able to play with for round 4 of the final battle. And I'm going to put that right there so you can see it. There we go. We have 5 cities. I've chosen Montreal, which has the ability that it will allow you two or more rooms of the same type of effect to be resolved simultaneously. However, the orange side of this allows that to be with a +1. So if you have, say, for example, 2 researches, 1/4, 1/6, with no other modifiers, you'll get to resolve a research of 11, which in this game, that's really helpful because usually you have to get all the way to this very bottom here to be able to deal with the top parts of the research track. And this will allow me to get that research, jump higher with research. The other thing I did wrong on the previous 2 games, one thing I did wrong on the previous 2 games, was that I had reordered these incorrectly. I think I had these 2 down like this, and then the final part of the regular version up here. So I actually had a much harder research track to get up than I should have. So yay on me to actually be able to get that. But that was a mistake on my part. This should have been the regular vanilla version, which is why I didn't have a skull on the last one, on the last 2 games. So that was a big mistake on my part. We are playing with Peter, who gives you 2 energy and moves the excavator forward 4. If you don't use the excavator that round, you get to use him once. You get Samantha, who advances the research track 6, and you can use that whenever. There are 2 spots where it's really going to be helpful. One is right here, where you can jump up to here with a value of 5, and the other is here, where if you get to this, you can just jump to that last spot and you're done. And finally, Yaroslav allows you to resolve all room phase effects with a bonus of +1, which I think... So I want to say that because it is all room effects and not rooms, if we do that with the research and we have all the research ones being done simultaneously with one great big value, none of them are getting a +1. But where they may come in handy is if I've got a number of them filled and I use that to get a +1 on each of them, I can resolve each one individually and maybe move up quite a bit early on in the game. So I'm kind of thinking about that as we go along. Because we have the mothership, because this is the final battle, there's an extra 2-row thing here, which is why you cannot see the bottom of this. As the game goes on, we will move this up so that you can see the bottom. And we start off the game with 2 rows of ships. Now, the front row are white ships, including this orange one. It's treated as a white ship, which means that if we blow it up, the ship goes away, which would be really nice. There is a definite struggle here at the very beginning, though, because you'll notice that if I want to move the excavator 5 or 6 at the beginning, I will either advance the mothership once or twice. The mothership actions are pretty nasty. They involve a lot of ships dropping a couple spaces. Each of these basically means everything's going to drop 1 or 2 spaces. This will move the excavator back by quite a bit, including 2 spots where it moves back 3. There's only 1 spot where dropships get deployed, and only 1 spot where the research track will go back 1. And then finally, this will just simply cause damage to the city. And then finally, we die if the mothership gets down that far. So this is going to be a rough battle. Finally, the only other thing that you really need to know about this particular scenario is that you'll notice that there are different colors for this. These are red, these are orange, which you might not be able to see. You might be able to see. If I land on a fighter, if I trigger a fighter jet effect, it can only affect 1 color number, not both. So if I have a ship here and a ship here, I can't kill them both with the same fighter jet effect. So that's something to keep in mind. And with that having been said, let's go ahead and get started, because this is going to be nasty. All right, so we got 1, 3, 1, 2, and 5. So the 5, as horrible as this is going to sound, is I'm going to go ahead and actually trigger the effect. Do I want to do that? So I debated whether or not to go with 5 or 6. And the reason that you might want to go with 6, it does drop you down 2 rows automatically, which is not great. But it does allow you to ignore this -3 here, which would be really nice. So I might want to wait for a -6 to come out. I think if I go ahead and do 5 here, that might be a bigger plus. So this will drop this down to here, and this will drop this down to here. And what's nice about that is that that puts that in a nice spot to be destroyed. We will need energy, though. So for that, we're going to need to generate some energy. And I kind of want to move... If I move this here, that moves those both down 1, which is not enough. But with a 5, I can't destroy that 6 anyway. I'm going to go... That's 3 is not a good spot. Yeah, I think I'm going to go 3 here. This might seem like a weird gambit, but that's going to move that there, and that's going to move there. We're now going to go ahead and play the 1, and we're just going to move the 1. We can't really do much with it other than just place it there. If we go that row, and I kind of want to get a better value for down here. We might end up activating... We might just end up activating... our dude early on, because I could go 2 here. It's not going to help because we're only going to get a robot value of 1, but it will move the orange. Yeah, I think I'm doing that. I think I'm doing... That's going to move that down 2. That's going to move that 1 over. And then we're going to go ahead and do a 1 here, which is going to keep those ships kind of where they are. I don't know if I can actually put it on top of the excavator, because what I want to do is I want to put it on top of the excavator so that I can move that entire thing down 1. If I put it here, I'm only going to get 4 energy, and I'm going to use up 3 of that on the... I think that's actually my best bet. I'm going to move that there. If I cannot move it, I'll put it on the excavator. I'm always still looking up things in this. Yeah, I don't think you can place it on the excavator. I'm not finding anything explicit with that, but I'm gonna say that that is the rule. So this is gonna move down like this. We're gonna go ahead and roll this last one, and hopefully we'll get something that's useful. We get a 2, so I can play the 2 here. That's gonna move this down 1. That's gonna move this down 1. It can't move, and this is gonna come down 1. So we actually didn't trigger the mothership, which is kind of neat. We're going to go ahead and just kick off with Peter's ability right away. We're going to gain 2 energy. We're going to go ahead and move the mothership, the excavator 4, because I think we're going to need that. We're not going to worry about the robot. That's not a good use of energy, so we're just going to ignore that. We're going to go ahead and use the fighter jet effect. That'll drop that down by 3, but we blow up this... And that comes off the board. That comes off the board. That comes off the board. Already we've got rid of the 3 of the white ships, and that's actually a really good scenario. Those aren't going to come back. And then finally we're going to gain 4 energy from that, so that'll move us up to 5, and we are done with our first move. We're now going to bring the mothership down. It's going to cause these 2 to come back up. And all of the other ships now go down by 2. Now they do not trigger effects, fortunately. So even though that landed on a mothership, it's not going to push the mothership down. Even though that landed on a warp thing, it's not going to warp. And now we're going to spawn these 2. One will generate there. And this one will generate here because that's where there's the most space between the drop point and the next ship down. even though this ship is farther down. All right, so we're doing somewhat okay, I think, maybe. I don't know. We've got a couple ships that we can blow up. All right, so we got 4, 2, 3, 1, and 6. We definitely want to get the 6 down as much as possible. If we do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like the idea of doing it here. It's only going to move it down by 5, but that does get this down onto an explosion spot. We have a 3, and technically we could use that to get some energy, and that's going to move our other white ship onto an explosion spot. Keep in mind that the only explosion spot we have, the only place where we can blow something up, is this one over here, so we kind of need a higher value on that. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 there. We're going to go ahead and do a 1, because, yeah, I think it's going to be a little tight as far as energy goes, but I actually don't want this column to move. This is going to cause us to re-roll these. We had a 5 and a 6. So the 5 and 6 are going to have to go here and here. So we have our first instance where we're going to end up with a ship, I think. Let's figure this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sadly, if we put 5 here, we're not going to be able to resolve both of those rooms. We're not going to have a second room to resolve with that. That's a bummer. That was 5 and 6. It was 5 on the 6 on the gray, 5 on the white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we got to do 5. And hopefully I can blow some of these up on the next turn. I can't blow up this 3 either because it's a different color. And then 6 is going to go in this last one. So I should do the 6 first before I do that. That's going to go there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's not good. That is going to end up resulting in... So what I can do is I can do this as 5 and 6 in this direction. So I can do 6 there. That will still move them all down 5. But then I won't have anything to blow them up. So we're going to go 6 there, which will move that there. And then 5 will go here, which will still move the mothership down, but it actually skips over a part that I don't want to do, which is the move the excavator back. So that's actually for the best, I think. All right, so that's the best way to do it. So we are going to get some energy. We're going to get 2 energy out of this. So that'll go up to 7. And we're going to move everything up here a little bit so we can see the bottom of the grid now. We're going to go ahead and use 1 energy to move towards the front. We're going to go ahead and just get rid of that. We're going to create a robot of 4, not a 5. And we're going to put the 4 onto some research here. That'll use up 1 energy each time, but I think that's okay. Actually, let's, yeah. Let's put it there. So we can just get some energy going. Actually, no, we're going to get some research going. Sorry. I know, I fiddle around a lot. And then finally, we get to blow some things up. We get to blow that up. So that is finally off the board. That is finally off the board. This gets blown up. And that's it for ships that get blown up, unfortunately. So we're not going to be able to do anything else. This is exhausted. We get to make that unexhausted shortly. And then the mothership is going to come down 1. So all the remaining ships that are in place right now, they're going to come down by 2, but they're not going to trigger any effects. And then we deploy this one in the only column that doesn't have a ship. So fortunately, we don't have any white ships, which is really good. I'm actually really happy about that. But we do have some problems with some ships in the grid that are going to potentially cause us some problems. We do have our first research cube going, so that's a plus. All right. So we got 2, 6, 4, 1, and 2. And I kind of feel like I want to get this 6 here so that we can get some energy expended. And I forgot to bring this down by 3. Sorry about that. I need to get some energy here, and I need to get some energy here. I think that's what we need to do. We need to get a 6 and a 4 going, I think. We could also do 4 here, which is going to give us a total of 5 and 4, which we can then combine to make 10. And what that'll do is that'll go 3, 3, 1, 3, all the way up to here. Whereas if we do a 6 here, if we do a 6 here, how's that affect us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Puts us onto a... That is not good. The 1 will be helpful for just keeping it from moving. I kind of want this to not move. So I think the first thing I need to do is just go ahead and just commit to the 1 there. We're going to get... I think we're going to have to get a 4 here, as much as I don't want to. And that'll move this to the 6, which is dangerous, obviously. This will be a 6 here, so we can get some research going. That should be like that now. However, we need some energy, and we're not going to have anywhere near enough energy to do all this stuff. So let's take this back. 1, 2, 3, 4. We haven't moved that other one yet. And the only energy we can get is from here, and I've sort of screwed that up by doing a 1 there. So let's pull this out. Let's just think about this for a moment. Yeah, okay, we'll go back to this as 4. We'll go to this as 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go to this as 1. And now we've got a 2 and a 2. The 2, I think I'm going to go ahead and go here so we can trigger the reroll. And then reroll this. Get a 3, which is not great, but it does land it. And unfortunately, this is only at a 4, so it's not even going to blow up the things, most of the things. That is really harsh. Like, what we need is something to actually add it to. That's a pisser. We're blowing up 1 ship, and it's not even, it's just 1 ship that I don't really care about. And we're going to lose 1 on that track, but that's okay. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to gain... we'll use up the last of this energy here. We'll then gain 9 energy, which is way too much anyway. And then we use up 4 more. So I think that's where we end up. We do get to combine these or do these separately. So what I can do is I can do 4. No, I think we have to combine them. So we're gonna combine them to 7. That's gonna move that there. That's as far as that goes. This now becomes a 3. And the rest of these come off. And then this ship comes down, and it's going to move us 1 back. We want to make sure that we do not get triggered by that. But yeah, this could have been a much better situation. Unfortunately, we just didn't have the extra fighter space. So that came out. That should be 3. Sorry. Okay. Probably going to get a lot of complaints about my dice rolling because it is pretty atrocious. I do apologize. I'm going to go ahead and need to get some research going. We're going to get hit here hard anyway, so part of me feels like I should just go ahead and take it. I think I'm going to do 5 here because 5 is going to give us some, we can get some research out of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts it into a good spot to be blown up. I don't think there's anything that I can do about this 6 that will help us avoid it. So I'm going to go with 5 here, just to keep that moving. And then we're just going to get hit. Oh, and I forgot to spawn this ship. That ship should have spawned over here. So we do get hit with 1 damage. We're going to go ahead and do the 4. And we're going to do the 4 in this row, which means I'm going to re-roll here in just a moment. Yeah, I think this is going to be the good way to go. So that's going to move down here. We do have to re-roll now. All right, we got a 2 and a 6. The reason I want to do the 6 here is, first of all, this is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to move down to a 3, where it is vulnerable. And then we re-roll this. So right now, the 3, 3, and 4 are all going to get blown up, which is great. This gets re-rolled. This is going to go down to a 4. And what we're doing is we're excavating this turn as well. All right, so that's going to move down there. And now we go ahead and do our turns. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to have a ton of energy to work with this time, but we're going to use the 5 first and blow up a bunch of ships. So all these ships get blown up, which is great. And then we're going to go ahead and give ourselves 7 energy from the energy that we got. We're going to run the excavator forward 1. So now even if it comes back 3, we still have access to all these spaces, and that's what I really want. We're going to get a total of 8 to work with. We can combine those together to make 9. And then... So that still only gets us up to here, I think, using 3 energy. Which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have gotten a little farther on that. But I think we're doing okay. So then this comes off, this becomes a 2. And now we advance the ship. This comes down by 1. All ships currently activated come down by 1, which fortunately, since everything else was waiting to drop, is only 1 ship. It does not trigger another mothership effect, which is good. And now we kind of want to trigger the next mothership effect so that we can get that down by 1. It's going to be tricky though. All right, so we got 5, 2 3s, a 2, and a 4. I think at this point we're done with the excavation. We just kind of need to focus on research as best we can. It would be helpful to get this a little further along, but we also need energy. I think what I want to do is I want to do the 5 here. That's going to push this here. And do I necessarily want to have that move down? I kind of want to get something here. And so if I do... I mean, 3 here is going to be just garbage, and that's going to move something over here, which is going to move something over here. No, that's going to move over here. I'm sorry. I can do 5 and 4, but if I do 5 and 4, I have to re-roll everything, so that's not great. I think for the research, I'm going here. That's going to move all that down. For 4, I'm going to go ahead and do research here. That's going to move that down to here. We're then going to get to re-roll. 6, 5, and 1. I like the idea of doing 5 here so that we get the energy. And then that's going to move over here. That's actually not going to move anything. Then we got a 1 and a 6. And I kind of feel like if I do a 6 here, is that good? Yeah, we'll do 1 here so that doesn't move. Do we want to do this or not? Do we want to do it like this or not? If we go down 1, 1, 2, 3, whereas if I do 1 here, we'll expend an energy. Do we have an energy to expend? We're going to expend 5 energy. We're going to gain 4. We have the 1 to expend, but I think that's probably not the best idea. Yeah, we're gonna keep the 1 there so that stays up there. We're gonna go ahead and do 6 here. That's gonna drop this down to here. We're gonna be okay with that. And now our turn. So this is gonna get eliminated. This is going to drive us up by 4. We've now got a whole ton of research. So we've got 2, 7, so that's 9, 13, 18 research. That is gonna move us up 12, 13, 13, 14, not quite enough to get up past the 7, which makes me wonder if there's something better I could do with that. We could also go ahead and do the +1 now. So this will trigger this. This is 2. It'll just go up by 1. The 2 5s are covered by this. This will be a 7. We could use her to get us up to here, and then the 7, we actually have 8. So is there a way that we can do this that would make sense? And I don't think that there is. Oh, we could combine. I think I see an even sneakier way to do this. We use this as 7 plus the 4. So if we do the 6 and the 4 together as what? Okay. Doesn't say that we can only do the city thing once. I'm just going to quickly check to see city abilities, because this is going to be kind of pivotal here. And good job knocking that out of the way. So let's see. Cities. Because what I want to do is I want to do the city ability twice. I've got 4 research rooms, and I can add them together twice into 2 different sets. And if I get a +1 on both of those, all right, it doesn't say anything about it not being able to use twice, so I will go ahead and use Montreal's ability twice. 2 or more rooms with the same effects of the same type can be resolved simultaneously. We take this 6 and 4. Now the 6 and 4 added together become 11. We've got 6 plus 1 here is 7. This is 4 plus -1 gives us 3. This added together gives us 11 total, which is not enough for what I need. I missed that. Let me rethink this. If I do 6 and 5, I've got 13 to work with. That moves me up to here. I then do the 4 and the 2. That gives me 6 to work with. That moves me to here. So it's still not going to make a difference. I feel like I'm just missing something here about how I can make this happen. This 7 is enough to get me here. If I do the other 3 rooms, that's going to be 11. And that's still not enough. If I go ahead and use her ability to push me to here, that is enough to get me to here, but not quite all the way. So I still think it's not a great use of her ability. I think no matter what, I'm here. I think I just have to stop whining about it and just commit. This is, I think, only on the second space. Where was that before? I managed to knock that. I think I've gotten hit once. I think maybe twice. I don't know. Sorry. The other thing I could have done is also done this with a +1 bonus. That might have been enough. But I think I've shot my wad at this point. No, that was actually the scenario that I wanted. It was... Sorry, folks. 6, 4, 5, and then this was 2. Now, and this was here. So now if we do the +1 bonus, this is still 7, but we can add it with this to make 9. +1 is 10, plus another 1 is 11. If we do it this way with the +1 bonus, then this is 7, 3, 11, 12. That's enough to get to there. That's actually kind of what I want, is to get to there. Then this is going to be 5 plus 2 plus 2 more. So that's 9, which is, again, not quite enough to get to there. If I do 2 plus 1, that's enough to get to there. 5 plus 1 is not enough to get past there. I know, this is driving everybody crazy. This is driving you nuts, and you have every right to be like, what is he doing? What is he doing right now? That's 7. That's 7. And then that's 4. Yeah, no. I'm here. I'm here, and I just need to accept it. All right. That's enough of that. This is going to come down by 1. This is going to move the mothership back to here. And we used up 5 energy on that, so we're down to 2 on energy. Let's go ahead and roll. Now, we're not going to have to worry about the ship moving back, so I think at this point, it is literally just research the bejesus out of this. And not worry about where things end up. So, we still need energy somewhere. And we don't have anything in this column. So this 6 is going here. That's diggy dog dang sure. We're going to go ahead and get that 5 energy, boost it right up. In addition, we're going to go ahead and do... Let's see. We're going to remove this robot at this point, and we're going to go ahead and put a 4 in. And that's going to move this down to here. If we do 2, we're not going to get much out of that. But it will move this down to here and give us another open column. That's going to leave 6 and 2. And I really don't want the 2 to go in this column. So I'll do 6 here. For the research, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reroll this. And we get a 6. So no matter what, this is going to cause some damage. So we may as well make the most out of it and go with that there. So this is going to fly off the ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to go over by 1. We still have 2 open columns, one of which will get used up shortly. But now we're done. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our energy. We're going to go back up to 7. We're now going to use 5 energy. We get to combine all of these if we want. We can do all that sort of machination again. Let's see how far we can get. Right now we've got a total of 18 plus 1 is 19. We know that we need to get up to, I want to get up to here, which means we have to get past the 7, 3, 1, and 10, so that's 21. If we do plus 1 this time around, this will get us past the 7 to here. We can then use the 4 as is to get to here. That leaves us 6, 2, plus 2 from his ability and the combining ability to get us to the 10. So that's how we're going to do it. We're using his ability, and this, all of this gets us up to 10. That first 10. And we're going to go down by 5. All right. Ship comes down. Everything comes down by 2. Which is not good, but we did avoid 2 mothership effects. So we can take a little bit more damage. We should be on that point right now. We still need to get some research going. We have a 10, a 3, and a 6, so that's something to keep in mind. We have garbage for our rolls. So let's go ahead and not worry about that one. We're just going to do a 1 here. If we do a 3 here, that'll be what we use to get past that 3 up there, and then the 6 will be Samantha. So these two have to manage to combine to 10. But this will push this here, and this will push this here, which causes this to come down by 1. I'm okay with that. I think at this point we're going to do... We still have an empty column over here, which is great. We're going to do the 1 here to force the reroll. Because I think we're going to get hit one more time. All right, so that was garbage. And I think we may not be able to do it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do 5 here. We're gonna, since we're not going to be able to do it this round. Oh no, you know what? We still need to get past that 10. So we're going to put the 5 there because that's going to be 4. That's going to be 3. We still need like a few more just to get past that. So that's going to go there, and that's going to be a 2. We're going to get hit one more time for 1 more point of damage. It's going to be rough. Because now we got 2 spots where we really can't afford to move anybody down. These are going to come out. And we also did not do anything for energy, so we're not going to be able to do... Oh, this was stupid. I can't do what I need to do. What I should have done is I should have done 2 here, 5 here. And that gives me enough to get past the 10. But it's still kind of immaterial because I'm losing. I don't have enough energy to do it. This is 5 and 3, and I use 1 energy, or 5 and 3, and I use 1 energy. I think I just lost the game through my stupidity. The 1 wasn't enough to generate any energy. I don't know what to do. I really don't. We were so close to actually winning this, but I forgot to get some energy going. And we're about to come down one on the track. Oh, that was really bad. Like, of all the places to lose that one, that was not the place to lose it. Had I gone one here, it wouldn't have made a difference. Is there anything I can do to fix this? There's nothing I can do to fix this. I can't fix the 10. Oh, this hurts. This hurts so much. Yeah, I can't do anything with the research, so I'm not going to bother spending any energy. This is going to come down by one. This is going to move me back, and suddenly I'm in a really bad situation. These are going to fill in. I'm going to go left to right, fill in the purple spots there. And we have 2 damage left that we can take. But I think that's going to be kind of immaterial. I can do a 5 here that's going to cause the mothership to come down by 1, but I think at this point, that's, like I said, it doesn't really matter. If I do a 4, like I can do a 3 here. That's going to cause me 1 damage and push this here. But then I need a 4. I unfortunately just nearly I would have it drives me nuts because had I gotten that 10 and with these 2 dice, that would have been the 3, then this would have been the 6 and I would have won. But that's not what happened. What happened was I misplayed my hand. I forgot to make sure I had energy. Always make sure you have energy, because doing research on its own is not enough. Take a break, recharge yourself, because you need it. You need it more than anything else. And with that, this is the end of Under Falling Skies Week. The Earth has fallen to aliens and the satellite that was controlling the aliens. And we'll see you next week. I think I might be doing another week-long game. I haven't decided yet, but I will decide that soon. Folks, thank you all so much, and I'll see you later. Ciao, everybody.